Alright boys, so I just unlocked the new exotic hunter arms Renewal grasp. Using this exotic paired with a grenade spam build, literally you'll be able to freeze everything. You'll be able to have out so many dust fields, and plus you'll be taking less damage and your enemies will be dealing less damage, and you're just going to spawn giant stasis crystals everywhere. So let's go ahead and jump right into this build. So obviously we're going to be on revenant and we're going to be using dust field grenades. Paired with 100 discipline, you can actually throw a dust field grenade every 24 seconds. That is insanely fast. I think that is the fastest charging grenade in the game right now. Paired with the aspect touch of winter, your dust field grenade will have a bigger radius and it will spawn a stasis crystal in the center of it. So using the renewal grasp, it kind of stacks on top of that, so it's an even bigger dust field grenade and an even bigger stasis crystal. Our other aspect is Grim Harvest, so we can spawn stasis shards to become charge of light, gain melee energy, and plus it allows us to have 5 fragment slots in total. Speaking of fragments, we're using Whisper of Conduction, Whisper of Rending, Whisper of Fissures, Whisper of Durance, and the most important fragment, Whisper of Shards. Now using Whisper of Shards will grant you increased grenade recharge rate upon shattering your stasis crystal, which is massive for this build. I already have 100 discipline, so I really just want to spam grenades. That is the whole point of this build, is to spam as many dust fields and take advantage of the new exotic. So I recommend using a weapon with headstone, although it's not necessary. You could also use a weapon with demolitionist, or in fact you don't even really need a weapon with either of those perks. But using headstone will kind of play into the stasis crystal shatter when you get the grenade recharge rate, and demolitionist, well, it gives you extra grenade energy for getting kills. So one of those two weapons will be fantastic for this build. Everything else does not matter. I'm using 100 mobility and 100 discipline like I stated earlier in the video, and we're also using, of course, the brand new hunter arms Renewal grasp. Now what this exotic does is it grants you depths of dust field. It states that your dust field grenades have a much larger radius effect, and allies inside the dust field take reduced damage, and targets inside the dust field deal reduced damage. So pretty much you're like kind of debuffing the enemies because they're dealing less damage, and you're buffing up you and your allies because they are taking less damage. So it's really nice. You can either throw it on the enemies or throw it at your feet and get some damage resist. Moving on to the mods, I am using elemental shards, elemental charge, grenade kickstart, 2 stacks of bomber, and 3 stacks of firepower. Because of Grim Harvest, killing an enemy that is affected by stasis will spawn a stasis shard, which also counts as an elemental well because of elemental shards. When I pick those shards up, I become charge of light due to elemental charge, and whenever I throw a grenade, I get a bunch of grenade energy in return because of firepower. Whenever I dodge, I also generate grenade energy, and when I throw my grenade, because of grenade kickstart, I also get grenade energy. Now I believe grenade kickstart and firepower stack. I mean, whenever I was throwing my grenade, I was getting like literally a little over half of it back with this combination of mods. Now I don't know if they stack, I didn't test it without it, but I'm just assuming that they do. This will now become my go-to exotic whenever I have to run Stasis Hunter, because before I would actually run Star Eater Scales, but I was kind of using that because I didn't really know what else to use. I was also using 6 Coyote, but this exotic is specifically for Stasis, and it's just for dust field, which you can spam dust fields, generate a bunch of stasis shards, become charge of light, get a bunch of grenades, get damage resist, make enemies deal less damage. Yeah, this is going to be my go-to exotic for Stasis Hunter, and I also recommend anybody else to get this exotic and use it with Stasis Hunter because you will see the potential. You just have to build into it. So I hope you guys like this content. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe, hit that like, and leave a comment down below. I will definitely be making more videos like this. So I hope to see you guys in the next video. Deuces.